Alright, today we're going to continue our discussion into the distributive property. And if you're watching this video, you should have an understanding that if you have one term, A times some sort of other term, or other factor I should say, A times B plus A times C, you get AB plus AC. That is distributing. And what we're going to do today is continue this, that we can do anything with A, B, and C. And we're going to put in rational expressions like x squared over y. And before we go on, I want to make sure we all understand that x squared x cubed is xx times xxx. So there are 5 x's. This is equivalent to x5. Likewise, x7 over x3, use the quotient rule. 7 minus 3 is x4. And all I'm going to do today is go through 4 examples. You can watch the other rational expression video for why it works. So if you want to pause the video each time, all I'm going to do is show the problem and then immediately go into distributing it. You have A, B, minus C here. A times B. Z cubed x squared m is A times x4 m squared minus z cubed x squared over m times 3z over m. Now, we can't go between. We can't cancel this m and m over here, this z. It has to be one side then the other. So we're going to start with this term. And on the top I have x4, x2, which I can write as x6. I have the z cubed. On the bottom I have m squared, which is m to the third, minus, over here I have a 3, so I'll put that in front, 3. I have my x squared, and I have z4 on the top, and I have m squared on the bottom. And these are not like terms. I cannot combine these because x2, x6, I can just stop on the x's. Cats and dogs, not the same. Next example I have today. I put the A on the other side. Now you don't have to rewrite this if you realize A times B, A times C. So I got to do the distributing to both terms, and it's critically important that we write the terms in the correct order. Here is AB, then I got minus A, C. Now I've distributed it, now I have to simplify. I've gone from one large term of 2 factors to 2 terms in a difference this time. Now I have to simplify each term. On the top I'm going to get m negative 7 over 3 c m x w4. I'm going to have to simplify this again because there's an m on top and an m on the bottom. I'll make all the exponents positive, and I'll bring this down. It makes positive 7. M and m7 makes m8. So I get 1, 3 c m 8 x w4. And now I have to figure out the rest here. On the other side, again, there's nothing on the top to simplify immediately, so I'll just write it out. And on the bottom, I have 3c mm, which I'll write as m squared, x cubed. Alright, again, this time I have 2 c's that are exactly the same. Those do cancel in this one term. I have m negative 2, m2, which are not the same. So again, I'll have to bring that to the bottom. And I'll leave w squared on the top over 3. I'm going to get m4 x cubed. And again, not like terms. So I can't do any more combining. Third example I have, and we're rolling here now. And let's make it a sum in the inside here, make this a 2-term sum in this parentheses. But this is a factor, 1 term, stuff times stuff. So again, I will distribute A times B, A times C. 4x negative 2y4 is the A term. times y4 x squared plus 4x negative 2 y4, the a term, the outside, times 3x4 y negative 2. Now I have to do some simplifying. And again, realize this is over 1. So the bottom's not going to change. I'm going to get 4x0, negative 2 plus 2, y4 over y4 plus, and I'll work this term out completely. X0 is 1. Anything that is 0 power is 1. And 4 times 1 is 4. And we have to realize, and the y4's cancel, so 1, 1, 4 times 1 is 4. On the other side, 4 times 3, I'll write as 12, x negative 2, x4 is x2, y4, y negative 2 is y2. And when I look at that term, it is complete. And that is the expansion there. One left. And again, I did a difference inside. And again, it's one term. It's factor times factor. It's this times this. Alright, now I'm going to distribute this to this, this to that. And if I write this out, and a lot of times you guys try to do it in your head, so I'll do it that way too. X negative, I'll just do the top and bottom. X negative 2, no x's, so it stays x negative 2. Y times y4. 1y times 4 y's is y to the 5th, and then I have a z. On the bottom I get zx squared minus x negative 2 times x4 is x squared. Y stays the same. On the bottom, z times y squared z, well there's 2z, so it's y squared, z squared. Again, over here, I'm going to deal with the first term, all in this term, not going across. Z's are the same. X negative 2 and x2 are not the same, but it can come down and become x2. So I'll get y5 over x4 minus, over here, I'll bring the y down, I'll get x squared. That becomes y negative 1 if I bring it down. So I'll get y z squared. And again, not like terms. This combines distributing, rational expressions, and our rules of exponents. Be careful not to multiply the exponents when you bring them in. When you multiply the bases, you add the exponents. Keep practicing.